Four, three, two, one. This is the Live Drive Jive Archive with your host, Frank Monday, broadcasting to you from the Central Kingdom of the Celestial Dragon, Twilight Zone, old Beijing, all that happy worship. There is the tallest building in China. It is called the Zhonggutun. It's the big Chinese cauldron. Behind it is the Dakuchar, and this is beautiful Guomao. There is the World Trade Tower, one, two, and three. Good stuff. Long time no see, everyone out in Happy Land. Hope you're doing all right these days. Y'all good looking, sexy people doing all right. Frank Monday coming at you after a 2 week hiatus. School started back, and as a result, I've been incognito like a Frito Lay. All right. See if we can. No, can't flip it. Can't flip it while it's active. I'm just trying to preserve my daughter's anonymity a little bit. See if I can't achieve that. Can you see her head? No. Okay. I don't think you can. So you're gonna get this skewed thing. So the reason I haven't been doing the live drive jive archive is because I've been hanging out with my daughter. She's been traveling with me every day. Look at those cranes, aren't those cool? Yeah, clear look at the working vehicles over there. Machines. I love a good looking machine every once in a while. Those are nice machines. Very nice, bright yellow and red. Very pretty. They have lights on them at night. Good machines. So, welcome back, man. Hope you guys been doing all right. Has anybody missed me? I don't think so. I think only one person has said hello after my 2 weeks of inaction. Chris A. Thank you for that, Chris A. You're the only reason I'm doing a little live stream to tune in and say hello to everyone is because you reached out to me. So, Chris said hello on one of my videos. He's like, hey, looks like you disappeared for a couple of weeks. You all right? And I'm like, yeah, you know, YouTube. You know, the old boob tube, the Googler. They don't like any kind of freedom of speech. So they like to shut people down for a week or two at a time if they say anything unforetold, untoward. What's the expression? Verboten. That's what Styx Hexenhammer likes to say. But some people are sponsored. You know, they have priority, and so they can say whatever they want. They don't get in trouble. They got a couple of million subs. They can just run their mouth, you know, and say all kinds of crazy shit, and nothing ever happens to them. So you got to wonder about that, right? You got to be like, hey, what's going on with that? Why's that guy? Why's that guy got so much freedom of speech? Whereas if I even skirt the topic, strike, strike, over and over and over again. It's a bummer. It's kind of debilitating too because it kind of threatens everything. No matter how long you've been on the platform, how much you've created, then all of that is threatened as soon as any time. It's the sword of Damocles hanging over your head perpetually, just waiting for any minute to bring down the axe on you, which is kind of a bummer. But it is what it is. So just watch your P's and Q's. Keep your mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? You do. But with all of that happy horse shit put to the side for a minute, I'm excited about the new upcoming 100-day magical challenge, Pathways of the Magi. And I hope some of you guys will join me on it. It's going to be fun. I'm gonna do a little bit of content creation. I think I'm, you know, going back to work and the new semester at the academy. It's like how much energy do I really? It's just toxic. They make it really toxic by constantly threatening you and not allowing you any opportunity to grow even a little bit. You know, like I've been hoping I could get over 500 people, so I started making those food shorts. Where when I made my first few food shorts, I'd get 500, 600, 1,000 views on them. Then they cut it down to 50, right? And so if I got 1,000 views, I might pick up a sub or two. But if you get 50 or 100 views, you can't pick up any subs. So every time they open a window, they shut the door, and then they shut the window too. and it just get it all gets cut down to a snail's pace, and there's like zero incentive to even do it. Like, why even participate? Who cares anymore? So I do care though, because there are half a dozen people out there that care. And I know though none of you said hello or anything except for Chris. And Crystal said hello too. Um, but I know that people do care. They think of you now and again, right? And if you disappear for too long, I'm sure people would start to get a little antsy. But there's no way to go about contacting, anyone. But I do have the buy me a coffee page, so you can always send me a message over there. It's free. You don't have to buy me a coffee to participate in that. So if you ever do miss me and I'm gone too long, you can check that out. You can also find my email here on the about section on my page and other ways to get in touch with me. I do occasionally put a video on BitChute and other places. So the 100-day magical challenge is going to start September 23rd, thereabouts. The vernal, is it the vernal or the autumnal? No, vernal is the spring. Autumnal is the fall equinox. It's coming up. It's right around the corner. It's like next week. What is today? Today's the 15th. Yeah, it's exactly 1 week away, man. So next Friday we'll launch into it. I'm going to be working again with Tomas on this one, and hopefully free gift from God if he decides to call in. The basic bones of the theory in this one. It's going to be divided into two parts, theory and practice. And I'm going to be relying heavily on, not heavily, but in part on Peter J. Carroll's Liber Null and Psychonaut. So if you haven't read that one, get into it, man. You could probably download it on the internet and find yourself a copy on Amazon or something. But it's Peter J. Carroll, Liber Null, and Psychonaut. That's the name of the book. And he, in that book, has made a really good distillation of the essential essence of what's going on. Of course, I don't agree with all of his ideas, and I will be pointing out where I think he's in error. And I'll be pointing out deeper esoteric knowledge based on Taoism, my big drive. I did a little bit of a dissertation, a little bit of a lecture on Taoism with a 12th grade class today, and it was really fun. Like, I was able to put 30 years of studying and research into a 3-minute, really tight idea, and one guy got it. Like, one guy was interested, and he was kind of paying attention, and there was 30 kids in the class, and one guy, like, I could see it, bling, it sparked in his mind. And then a girl kind of got it too. She's like, like maybe her dad or grandpa talked about it or something. And so they kind of had I believe they had some peripheral knowledge, but it was kind of fun to see the lights come on in a couple of kids that are like, oh yeah, really? Wow. I get it. I get it. Not many people get it. Some people do though. And it's fun. It's fun when that happens. Um, Sometimes I watch the Hyperborean. What is that guy's name? Hyperion. Morgue Official. Do you guys know Morgue Official? He's Hyperion, or he used to be. Now he's Neogenian. So he's changed his cult of personality from Hyperion to Neogenian. But he's kind of a cult leader. He used to be a sword swallower and a circus performer. So he's kind of got that Anton LaVey um, angle on things, performance art, long hair, shaves his eyebrows, that kind of thing. He looks like an albino, but he makes really tight, clean videos on topics that people are interested in, like God, the universe, and everything. And he's got a fairly accurate cosmology. There are a few errors in it. He makes some standard. He creates some standard, like, logical fallacies in his thinking, but for the most part, he's dialed in. He's far superior to most. But I don't think he really kind of gets spirit. Like, he talks about it, and he really thinks he gets it, but I don't know. It seems like he's kind of missing the real truth of spirit. Like, his teaching is almost devoid of spirit. Like, It's like a newfangled kind of atheism. But he's fun to listen to. I like listening to Mord. So why did I mention Mord? I'm not sure. I lost my train of thought, and it doesn't matter. Um, I've been watching a few cats out there. Old fishy friend, the stupid. Let's see how we're gonna reword it so it sounds funny. The dumb ichthytic, the stupid piscasso, or he calls himself foolish fish, but I was trying to think of a fun way to say it. Dumb ichthytic. Uh, yeah, he's put out a couple of interesting videos. Obviously, these guys just lavish in their ability to be in a Western society where you can get access to good books and stuff like that and fun things. The flowers on the life of tree, as it were, the polishing the leaves of the tree of magic. Not much to offer the root again. I watched a video he presented on the double slit experiment that was just completely unfounded in any of the research that actually concerns that type of quantum thinking with not even a peripheral knowledge of what's going on in quantum physics. But he fumbled around in it and made absolutely zero sense. Total fantasy. But it was fun to watch. Fun to be on a level where you can think, "Oh my God, really? Are you sure that's what? Are you sure that's what you're proposing for the superposition?" I couldn't dissertate on it. I would never even attempt to, because I know most of it's basically horse shit. That the way people in the layman sphere understand that idea is completely wrong. It's not that observation collapses the wave function, it's that the means by which they use to measure interferes with the entire process. So that's what collapses it. Everyone has this idea that there's someone there watching the double slit experiment and that that's what's collapsing, but it's not. But it truly is fun to speculate in that direction, and I can feel him with that. It's fun to fantasize a little bit, but don't become overwhelmed with your fantasies. Try to stick to brass tacks a little bit. You go too far out in fantasy land, la la land, and you're just really jerking yourself off. I love y'all good looking sexy people. I will see you again in the near future. I won't let it be 2 weeks. In the run up to the next 100-day challenge, I'm gonna be a little busier trying to touch base with everyone and say hello. Take good care of yourselves, and until I see you again, at Astra Prospera, and keep on keeping on into the abodes of the future. Wow, that's cool. The way that light looks, the way it's hitting the thing right there. That was beautiful. And here we go.